Hello, everyone. I hope you are going to the lectures which are being uploaded regularly, as well as the assignments which are given based on the lectures. If you look at the lectures carefully, you will be able to understand different methods which have been developed as far as subsurface exploration is concerned. Some are geotechnical methods, some are geophysical methods. In the end, I have also given some overview about subsurface exploration for offshore investigations. What are the objectives? And we have also discussed about different methods which can be used to find out the cross-section properties as well as the load-bearing capacity of piles. Primarily on working piles, you can do the test, and then that can be used to assess the load-bearing capacity of the pile foundation. So overall, the course was developed in such a way that a broader understanding about different methods which are there in practice for subsurface exploration in different mediums. Some are applicable for groundwater table, even some are applicable above groundwater table, below groundwater table. Some are geophysical methods, some are geotechnical methods, some are exploration based, some are directly based on in situ measurements, which can help indirectly in assessing the strength characteristics, identifying the soil types. So overall, the objective of the course is to identify how confidently, how accurately one can identify subsurface medium, both in terms of type as well as strength characteristics. So that can be used in terms of understanding of the site as well as for design purpose, if you're going for foundation design, if you're going for any other exploration purpose. So that can be used as secondary method to get more information about the in situ property of the site. The course, almost more than half of the course is almost over, and we will be having some more lectures followed by the assignments, and finally there will be exam. If you have any question, you can ask here. You can type also in the chat box. You can read those questions, and I will be able to verbally communicate the answer of their question. Many of you have asked questions regularly in the assignments, which have been responded also at regular intervals. So you can see the response to your question in the chat box, even on the assignment page. As far as question is concerned, it is multiple choice questions. If you have a specific doubt related to a particular topic, then you can ask here also. This is a live session. Just one suggestion, do not restrict yourself in terms of knowledge for subsurface exploration as far as this course and associated grade or certificate type is concerned. Even people who are not attempting to register for examination should also go through this course and try to correlate with maybe borehole reports, maybe foundation design reports, pile foundation, shallow foundation design reports. That will help you in understanding in detail about where you are going to actually use the outcomes of different tests and their associated parameters which you are measuring in its in situ condition. So try to correlate these things. That will help not only for the grade, but also in understanding where actually the outcome of these tests you can apply in real life problems. It will definitely help, as I mentioned during the course also, not only in design part, but also at times related to dealing with legal aspects also. sensitivity is shown in kPa in correlated answer of. I'm unable to understand what actually you are trying to ask. Can you retype your question? If you are referring to some question in an assignment, you can ask this particular question on the same page so that we can understand which question you are referring to and we can respond to that particular question. You can, again, someone is asking about sensitivity. You can perhaps write on the particular topic corresponding page. Then we can correct it there itself because I'm unable to understand it's related to some specific question in the assignment or with the discussion in the lecture. Maybe you can also type here, which are you referring to some assignment, then write about assignment number, or if you're referring to some lecture, mention lecture number so that I can go back and check that particular part, what you are trying to highlight here. Okay, I'll look into this question number 8 of assignment 2. And kindly type the same question on the assignment page in the chat box, which is given on your course webpage. And then we can look into then respond to that particular question. Any other question? So I have noted this particular question. I will look into the assignment and then, but kindly ask the same question in the chat box given on the course webpage so that we can address the question and even respond there. This particular question which someone has asked about job, you can check with your university how this certificate can be converted to your grades or what is the provision there in the university. And then accordingly, you can uh, check for appropriate jobs. Whenever you are applying for jobs, you can highlight this in your certificate also, like this particular course you have done, and whatever kind of certificate you get, you can mention it there. So most of the time, the knowledge about subsurface exploration will be assessed during your interviews. So that time, if you are able to explain the basic details of the course or different tests, their limitation, what kind of soil type, what is the depth limitation, that can be highlighted during your interaction with the company people. That will really be helpful for you in getting a job. Please understand one thing, that geotechnical engineering is more about how accurately you are able to assess subsoil properties, because most of the time you are not able to collect the sample. Example in deeper stratifications. So how accurately you are able to indirectly assess the soil properties, and accurately corresponding to that, how you are able to take decisions in terms of material for testing, in terms of machinery to be used, in terms of maybe foundation type. So these kinds of things where you have to go for any kind of decision making, you can only do that kind of decision making accurately once you have sufficient confidence about subsurface material type and its strength properties. Without that, simply learning a course and not getting any confidence in terms of assessing the soil properties, that will not lead anywhere. So you have to also look into where actually you can apply this particular understanding which you are developing after registering this particular course. This is quite important. Is there any other question from anyone? Okay, well, there are no questions further. So let's close this live session because only 2 questions were there. One about the assignment, which we will look. And Mr. Satish Kumar Sharma, you please drop the same question on the chat box on the course. Then we'll address this part. So with no further questions, thank you everyone for joining this live session. Hope this particular course is useful for your enhancing the knowledge related to subsurface and different tests and their limitations. All the best for your final examination. Thank you, everyone.